Cloud. There you go. So today's training, and this is part of one of our courses that we offer in New Era, is how to brand yourself. What people are looking for nowadays. It's not about, looking up through the yellow pages back in the days and finding your contact. Now you're branded, you're labeled all over the internet. So people want to know who you are. They won't pick up the phone and call you or ask your neighbor or ask anybody. What they do is they'll check your LinkedIn. They'll check your Facebook profile, your Instagram profile, your TikTok, and kind of see who you are and what you do and what you're presenting, the business that you're offering. Is it even a real business? Are you validating? So people are validating you through social media. So what we created right now, as I mentioned, this is one of our courses that we teach, is how to brand yourself, how to showcase yourself on social media. And the people that are going to be showing you this have been doing it for a while. We have Kim, who's going to be coming up, and one of our presenters. By profession, she's a wedding planner, right? So what people look for when she does a wedding planner, how does she get clients? She doesn't get clients by just walking up to people and saying, I'm a wedding planner. They look at her profile. They look what she has done. All the things that she has achieved and the comments that people give before she jumps on or anybody jumps on board. You'll get to hear from Mandy. She's our bronze member, and she'll share how she was able to get to bronze position and achieve that by creating a beautiful website that talks about her. People want to connect with you. When people want to connect, they're missing the touch of meeting people. With this whole COVID and this whole Zoom stuff, I don't, as much as Zoom has made life easy, I don't like Zoom because I like to meet people. I like to look them in the eye and talk to them, make a connection with them. And that is what people are looking for. And that is what we're teaching you on how to present yourself. How do you showcase yourself? And there are a few things. And as far as the part of business goes, you got to have a strong reason why. Why are you in this business? Why are you involving yourself in New Era? And that your reason why has to be so strong. Your reason why has to be so good that it gets you up in the morning. It gives you the reason, that drive to kind of get up and get going. When we go to work, our reason why is to make money at the end of the day, and that money is not growing. It's not allowing us to do much with it other than have a simple living. And life is not about just getting up in the morning, doing a 9 to 5 and going back to sleep. So I'm gonna bring up Kim. She's gonna actually talk about it and showcase how she's been able to be so successful within her traditional business and as the online business. And she will share some stuff I would want you guys to make notes of. And there are going to be questions that she's going to be asking. And you got to write down the answers and know exactly what your direction is. Where do you want to be in the next year? 2024 is coming. A lot of us, make our New Year resolution, and majority of them is we're going to go to the gym. We're just going to go lose some weight. While doing that, why not have a focus? Why not be like, I'm going to hit the gold position. I want to hit the silver position. I want to hit the SVP position in the system. I want to grow myself. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to find a mentor. Look for positive things. Everything is achievable as long as you're out there working for it. So let me bring up Kim. So she has more time to explain than me just talking about them. She'll actually show you a few things. Just pay close attention to it, and we'll get and take a lot of notes. So get ready.
Okay, hi everybody. I hope you can hear me. Hold on, let me just double check that I'm muted. Okay, great. So I met a lot of you via last Zoom, and it was kind of my first time, so I didn't actually explain too much about how I got started. And I do want to emphasize that because it does have a lot to do with what I'll be talking about today. So if you don't know me, I know a couple of people here. Hi, Charlotte. I know a couple of familiar faces here, and we've known each other from the industry and whatnot. I've been in the network marketing scene for more than 10 years now, and when I was very first introduced to this industry, I was actually 18. So a friend of mine came up to me and started talking to me about this way to make money. And for myself, at the time, my mom was a single mom. She has three girls, and I see my mom work very, very hard. So she works in the daytime, she works at nighttime, and she's always trying to have these side hustles, which I didn't know at the time was network marketing. But I just see her work, and I just don't like really remember too many core memories of her just being a mom, other than making sure that we had a roof over our head and that we had food on the table, and of course the love and nurturing was there. But those moments in the time that um that that I thought, typically, mothers will spend a lot of time with you and their kids, wasn't always there because she was working all the time. So the finances and all the income was coming from her. And with three girls, there's quite a lot of expenses that come up, of course. And so when I was at a young age, I could see that already. And my dream was to retire my mom. That was always like one of my main reasons of working. I would work side jobs when I was really young, and I would just use that money for my expenses. So I never had to ask my mom money because I just knew that we just didn't have it. So as a kid, I was always growing up that we were poor. We didn't have money. We can't afford. We're always going to get the no name brand or like the cheaper deal. It was always about just saving money and maybe we can afford it. So as I was growing up, my friend introduced me to a way of making money, and I didn't know too much about it. All I just saw, I went to a meeting and I saw all these people, and I saw the guy in the front of the room talking about how he had so much credit card debt, like he had 5 credit cards and he took out loans, and he was just talking, and he just inspired me. I was like, oh, whatever this is and whatever he's doing, I want a piece of it. So I was one of those perfect people to actually bring to a company and a company meeting, and I just was like, I want to do this. And without any question, my mom, because I was 18 at the time, I think you needed a permission or something. So I got my friend to talk to my mom about it, and I actually said, I want to show you something that my friend introduced me, and I want to do this. I want to do this for you. And so my mom was like, okay. She just believed in me. She knew about the industry, so she just signed the permission, and off you go. And so from that on, at an early stage, I kind of was used to talking to people, being a promoter. And naturally, I'm a promoter at heart. And if there's anything that I like, I would want to promote it. And so bringing people to something was just something very natural to me. So I would do that, and I would bring all my friends, and people would show the presentation, and people will sign up. And that was like my first taste of network marketing. And from then on, there was little clips of my life that people would introduce, but I never got into it. And only in 2013, I was introduced to a company that I was fully sold. Like it changed my life. Like I actually understood. And I think I was in a point in my life where finances were really rough in my own personal life. I was in a relationship and finances were very tight. So I was like the breadwinner, and I was working 5 jobs. I was working with Mandy at the time too. I was working in the morning. I was working graveyard shift. I had breaks that I had part-time jobs, and it's pretty crazy. But when I did the calculations, I was working 20 hours a day. Like my hair was falling out. I was losing so much weight. I wasn't eating, and I was always just paying paycheck onto the bills and stuff, and the loans I took and the debt that I created, just to get ahead. And so my mom would always wonder where like I would where the money was going. But there's some things that you don't always are open about when you're in your relationship. And so at that time, I was actually in the lowest part of my life, and nobody would have known that because I was always so bubbly and happy, pretending that I want to work hard. But I would just pray to God, like, I just want this to end. Like, I don't want to work anymore. I want something else. So when my a family friend actually approached my older sister, who is more of the outgoing networker person, she approached her and introduced her to this world. And that's when I really trusted and really dove myself into personal development and really cared about what this industry has to offer people and your family and all the things. So one of the biggest things is, and you'll notice on a lot of the calls, I might tear up a lot because I do get emotional about like business and just being passionate about things. So one of my favorite things is to talk about your why, or talk to people about having a why, because a lot of people in business do want to make money, and that's very obvious. We want to make money while we sleep. We want to have millions. We want to buy houses. We want to travel the world. It's all very surface things, which is not bad. But if you don't know your why and don't identify what exactly is your purpose in doing this business or making this money that you are going to be make, then then it's going to just be temporary. So what we want today is kind of talk about your why, but getting deeper and authentic with it. So we're going to start with this. What is your why? And if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not your why. So if you say, I want this private jet and I want like millions of dollars in my bank and I'm going to buy this and put my money in stocks and investments, and that's great. But if it doesn't tug on your heartstrings and you don't feel like you want to tear up because you're thinking about it, and you can't sleep at night, then that's not really your why. So we do get really busy and we tend to not really think about it, or we don't want to get emotional, or we don't want to like, feel those things because sometimes it's awkward for us, right? So of course, a lot of us are in the business that want to do this for their family and financial freedom and to change their lives. So I always start with this, but my why can be very, very deep. And so my husband, who's on the picture here, is my husband. He works very hard. He works many hours at the oil and gas refinery. So one of them would be not for him to be away from home that much, to not have to work those hours. And it's quite taxing on his body. We just had a little baby girl. She's actually 1 year old now, Kamali, and she is like everything to us. So before I had her, I always talked about my future kids, and I said, I want to do this for my future children, and want to like create something that I can pass down to them. And so now that I have a kid, it really, really hits different because I'm gonna cry. It really hits different because now she's here and we plan to have more kids, but now it's like real. It's not just something that oh yeah, I want to do this for my children. It's like I want to do this for her. I want to do this for Kamali. She has a name. So there's things that, like Ibrahim said, that we have a family business in the wedding industry, very successful, and we're truly blessed with that. But again, and I mentioned this before, I know that there's a time where I cannot do that anymore physically, and I want to be like spending more time with my family and growing it. And so this is a picture of my family. These are my sisters who I do my wedding business with, and we're very close. Like, because we were raised in a single mom household, we were living in very small houses, so we were like forced to actually be together and have those relationships, right? And so my mom here in the corner, who helps me watch Kamali when I'm doing business or anything like that, she supports me so much. Originally, she was the start of my why, on why I want to do this and why I want to be successful and create this generational wealth. And then on the flip side, this is my new why here, my baby girl, to do this for her, and like them together and just helping my sisters achieve their goals is like the broader sense of my personal why. But of course, there's so many things that, if you can tell, I'm very passionate about, and I'll go on about that as we go through the slide. But if you don't know what really is your why, I never really talked about it or keyed into it, we can start here. So motivation and resilience. So knowing your purpose or why in your business really serves a powerful motivator. So like they said, you get tired sometimes, you get defeated sometimes, and you just feel like you don't want to do it anymore. So having this in the back of your palm, or this in your heart or your soul, it just keeps you focused and determined to like just continue doing it no matter what challenges you do face, and you just keep going and going. There's been so many times that I felt like I don't want to do this anymore. Like I'm tired of it, or I don't want to talk to anybody. Like I just want to be antisocial and not call nobody, or message or care too much, because sometimes you get hurt in this business. People look at you different, and people start talking about you that you're just out for money and stuff, but they don't understand the true reason and true why. So sometimes you feel like you don't want to do it anymore. So this motivation part is a big part of where it'll come from when you do have your why locked down in your heart and like memorized to the fullest. Alignment and direction. Your why acts like your compass or your GPS on guiding you to whatever you are doing in your business and making decisions, because it'll keep you straight, like straight on your path where you have your core values. And it just makes sure that everything that you do and everything that you put effort towards, and all the strategies and all the goals, that they align with what you envision for. So for me, because I was raised by a single mom, I have two sisters. Of course, I love helping women. I love helping mothers, especially single mothers, because I know that income is a huge deal. It's a deal breaker. Even if it was $200 a month, $500 a month, 1,000, whatever it is, that can help a single mom or a mother with extra income by so much. Like just like the stress off your back, right? So I'm so passionate to help people understand that they can do that. I have a lot of friends that are stuck in that 9 to 5 mindset where they feel like, well, this is what I went to school for and this is the job I got, so I don't really have a choice. I find them always say that, well, what can I do? I don't have a choice. And that's the mindset that they have or they were raised by because they didn't have people around them to support, going for something risky or going for dreams because they were scared. So that fear like became embedded in them. And so they don't know anything else but working a 9 to 5 and getting a paycheck, which is very sad to me because I was very blessed to grow up in a very positive environment and had a community like this industry to have mentors and people speaking life into me. And so that's a huge part of just making sure that your why is aligning with all the things that you have in your business. And as we know, network marketing is about building like real relationships. A lot of people can go on Facebook and they just message random people they don't even know and just start messaging like, hey, I have something you can make money with. They don't know them from what, they don't know anything about their family. They don't know what they want. They don't know that their dad just died, but they're just talking at them instead of talking and listening, like talking with them, but listening to them. They're just shooting out. So like those relationships don't last and people can feel that awkwardness, that salesy pitch, or like, what do you want from me feeling? And that's not what we want here in our company and culture that we build. We want people to have like this genuine purpose so that we can attract all those people that think the same. Like me and Mandy are very similar in what we want in the world and what we want to change, what we want to do for our family. So that's why we attracted each other in just getting closer and building these goals. So that's huge. It helps a lot to build a very strong team, right? Because if you just recruit people and you don't even know about them, you don't know what their intentions are, like they could be like weeds growing in your lawn where it just like keeps growing and growing and growing. And you don't want that negativity or that culture to grow in your team. You want a healthy and authentic team that's built off real relationships that people care about you and not just what you bring to the team or what money you're going to make for them or what they're going to do for them or who they're going to bring. Although those things are helpful in, your finance goals, at the end of the day, that stuff does not last. And you won't see those people there for very long because they'll just go to the next thing. They'll go to the next shiny object and make money there. And then they won't even talk to you anymore after that because you realize that the only reason why they're talking to you is because of that income part. Another big thing is inspiring. So I very like I love people that just inspire me, but as well as I love pouring back to people. So if I could just inspire one person a day with whatever I'm doing in business or inspire them to get up in the morning or give them a little hope or faith, then I feel like I've done something like right in my life, in my day. So a compelling why has the potential to inspire and motivate so many people. And because we have the internet, if you're posting something that can inspire or help people, whether it's a quote, whether it's a video of yourself speaking life into whoever can see your video, you're changing a lot of people. There's been so many people that I've messaged or I've posted just to like give them, I just feel like God tells me to message this person and I will message them and ask them how their day was and give them some positive feedback. And they're like, thank you so much for that message. I needed that. Like you don't understand how many people in the world are depressed. They're just sad. They're going downhill, like on a downward spiral to nowheresville. And they don't have a community to connect to, and they don't have sometimes family. And so it's really important that we are constantly watching ourselves because like people are watching us so that we can inspire other people and continue that passion, right? So when you passionately communicate what your why is and what your purpose is, it can attract all these people that want to be a part of something. Because that's one thing about people is that they want to be a part of something big. Sometimes they don't know what it is, but when they hear you talk and when they hear you talk with such passion and like conviction in something, They just want to be around you. And which is great because you want to grow your team with people that want to actually be like you. You want to duplicate yourself. That's the game plan here, is to actually teach someone to be a little bit like you every day so that they can provide for their family and inspire other people, inspire their team, and it just duplicates and duplicates into a, a global network of amazing people. So differentiation and branding. So your why, although it could sound similar to mine or Mandy's or Abraham's, it's just different when it comes from you because there's no one else like you. So your why sets you apart in the whole flooded market of many people and everybody that's doing a business. So it's basically your foundation to brand your story. And so Abraham was talking about branding yourself and talking about, like, how you have to have a why because it helps you stand out and it makes you unique. So when people hear a story that you talked about, like I remember that guy from when I was 18, which was 20 years ago, speaking on at the front of the room and talking about his why and talking about how successful he got and how this industry changed his life. I remember him. I remember his face. I remember his name, and that really sticks to you. It becomes your core value. So somebody might hear you speak and talk about your passions and your why, and remember that for their whole life. And they might not join your team right then and there. They might not join the next month, but trust me, people are watching. In my history of never marketing, I've had people join me after 2 years, after 3 years, when they're like, okay, I think I'm ready to do this now. Because those are the late comers, right? They're not the early adapters where, like me, I saw a presentation, I got inspired, I wanted to join right away. That's like right here. But there's other people that need to wait to see if you're going to be successful or fail, or they're really scared to try anything new. So those people will start to come, and sometimes those people will change your business and change your life and will teach you something as well. So I touched base on this long-term success. So business is built on a solid foundation, on a solid purpose, and a very strong why will actually lead you to a long-term success instead of just a short-term fast money and then gone tomorrow type of thing. This is something that, this company is going to be around for many years, and we want to have it strong so that it can last many years, so that we can pass this down to our children and their children's children, and it can keep growing sustainably, right? And then of course we'll in that by default we're going to be making the money that we've been wanting and making a goal to actually do. So that's really important right there. Personal fulfillment. Sometimes people feel like they wake up and they have no purpose in anything. And then there's people that just want to make money and just do that. But having a purpose beyond the finances, beyond that money and beyond that paycheck, it brings you a self of fulfillment. So it fills up your soul. It makes you want to wake up and feel great about yourself, great about your day, and it gives you something to look forward to. So it adds more depth in your meaning to what you're doing. That phone call that you're going to make, or that email that was a little bit hard to type out, or that text message, or that meeting that you didn't really want to go to. Your why will hold you accountable to just keep going and keep doing it, because you're doing it for the bigger purpose of what your why is when you do find that. So super important as well. So in conclusion, identifying your why needs to be very strong. So in this industry, you will, if you were new to the industry, or if you're old to an industry, it might be new to hear what your why is. But a lot of the professional network marketers, they'll understand when you say what's your why right away, right? So in network marketing, the building relationships is really key, and having this strong why will only help you stay motivated every day. Like I said, there's a lot of challenges and things that will speed bumps that you'll go through and will want to give up for sure. Like, I'm not gonna cover this with like rainbows and clouds and stuff. It is not easy to build a successful long-term business, but if you have the right support, the right mentorship, you have a strong why, and you have the right business and vehicle to do that, to get to where your goals are, you can be successful in this as well. So I am going to actually introduce Mandy. So Mandy, if you want to unmute soon, I want to introduce her because I've known Mandy for actually more than 10 years too. we worked together at somewhere, and she actually knew my parents before I met her. And met her, and she was actually, I think she started talking to me about network marketing, and that's how we got close. And I was kind of in between going into this company that I first joined and really got sold onto, and I was like, oh, I don't know yet. Like, let me just just wait it out for a bit. And then when I was telling her what I was doing, she was really interested in it. And so we started to connect, and we have been so super close. Like, I've seen her family grow, and it's insane because I've literally seen these babies become young little women. And I've watched her grow, especially in the last year and a half or 2 years. I have seen Mandy grow like 1000%. And just because she's created this, like, she's changed her mindset in so many things in life, but also personal development, and just understanding, really understanding this network a whole lot more than when she was really super busy and kind of maybe just doing it here and there. She's made so much money in this industry, here and there. But I think with this company and with this mentorship and this timing in life, I feel like something has shifted in Maddie. So I am so honored to actually be the one to not only introduce her, but to be working aside with her again, and really taking this on and feeling the same passion and the same things that we were when we were, many, many years ago. It's pretty much revived. Because for me, after having, being pregnant, I've taken a lot of time off and just to relax and be present, having the baby and just doing other things here and there. Mandy's been able to remind me how amazing this industry is, and really show me that this is where what we know and what we just do naturally. And so we need to actually do this together. And we've created a stronger why together, because when you partner up with somebody and you talk to them about their why, and you hear your team's why, you start to add onto your plate of like why you need to do this. So if your why isn't strong enough, then you should remember the people on your team, and you should remember what their why is, so that it can continue to motivate you. So if you don't want to do that meeting for yourself, think about the person on your team and say, okay, I'll do it for them. Because when you have a big team, you have so many different whys. People are keeping you accountable, and that's really how you can continue to keep going and going. And so I do want to introduce her. She's going to tell her about her story on how she got introduced to this industry as well. But her why has made me cry, and because I know her family so much, and I've seen these girls grow, I feel like that they're a part of my why as well. And so I'm super honored to introduce Mandy Reyes to the mic. And so, hey, Maddie.
Hi, everybody. Kim, thank you. Thank you so much for that introduction. I wouldn't even be here, I'll be honest, if it wasn't for Kim. Like she said, me and her go back years and years. We've done so many different things together, collaborated. And my kids were young when I started this industry. Actually, when I started this industry, I only had my first daughter, my oldest daughter, when there was a company that was introduced to me. And, my reason why I would always say it, and I don't think I was convincing myself of why I wanted to succeed in that business. I had some success, and then along came my second daughter, and then Kim and I still trying to work together. She introduced me to this business, which was just amazing. And then along came my youngest. I have learned so much in this business, and touching on what Kim was talking about, like our why. My why is my children, my girls. I don't ever want to see them struggle like I have struggled. I never want to see them wake up and be at a job where they are so unhappy to be getting up to going to a job, because you got to pay the bills. There is no way around it. You got to pay the rent or the mortgage and buy groceries. And I wanted something better for my children. So as I grew in this business, in networking, affiliate marketing, whatever you'd like to call it, I feel the reason why you're doing this has to be so strong. And learn from your past mistakes, and your why changes over time. It could be, your family, and your family's grown, you've taken care of that. It can be that you're looking, what I would like to do is open up a center. My background is my family's from India. I was born actually in Vancouver though. And, you know, the poverty there, how women are treated, it's appalling, really. And, you know, Kim and I discussed this, like, why are we doing this beyond our children and family, is to help other people. And I feel along the way, you're going to meet such amazing people in this business where they're going to teach you, you're going to learn from them. Learn how you can be helpful, how you can help people reach the next level. And I feel that New Era really is the place that we can reach these levels. Some things I do want to touch on is mindset, your why. We get stuck in, like, I was raised, you know, go to school, go to university, and go work for somebody. Make good money, but you're still paying taxes and you're gonna barely make ends meet, but go to school, go to school. And with my kids now, I've tried to change that mindset because I don't want to be pushing them into the school system when they don't know what they want to do with themselves. But my girls have watched over the years, Kim and I working so closely together. Now, Abraham, for the past 2 years, we've been working so closely. And you know what the good feeling I get is when they come up to me and give me a hug and say, Mom, we're so proud of you. So now that's going to make me cry. But that is the reason that I'm doing this. Like, you know, if you're up at night and you're trying to better yourself and you're trying, and there has to be a strong reason. So I feel if you don't know, or it's not strong enough, just reflect, self-reflect where you are right now in life and where you'd like to be. What steps do you need to take? Do you need support? Because we have such an amazing group of people here in New Era that we are here to help and support everybody. And sometimes you just need to make that first call, reach out and see, and we can discuss and why you're doing what you're doing. Sometimes these little things that we don't think about and we don't self-reflect is what's holding us back from what we want to achieve in life, which is huge. It's life-changing. Journaling. I feel journaling is huge. You know, even if you have a few minutes at the end of your day or first thing in the morning, journal what you want your day to look like. You know, if you're putting it out there into the universe, I'm telling you, it will come back to you. But your belief has to be so strong. Your why has to be so strong. And you're going to attract like-minded people. I have met such amazing people in this industry. Whether we're working together right now or not, we are lifelong friends and we support each other no matter what. We help each other no matter what. And in this world, like Abraham and Kim touched on, you know, the world is lacking love and understanding and compassion, which is what we all need. There's days, you know, we all have good days, we all have bad days, but when you have something that you're working towards, you are going to meet amazing people that are going to lift you up. And it's something that we all need actually in life. So I feel whenever you guys have time, every day, just take a minute out. It could be one sentence, it could be a whole page. Self-reflect, figure out why you're doing what you're doing and how you can better yourself. These small steps lead to great success. And not only in New Era, but in your life, in your relationships, in whatever it is you're trying to do, whether it is you're still working while you're trying to build this on the side, shifting your mindset a little bit and just vibrating at a higher energy level. I feel like your energy and what you're putting out there comes back to you. So if you're always like negative, or you might be pessimistic, these things will come back to you. And that's not the kind of people you want to attract into your business. You know, you want uplifting, positive, go-getters, and people that have the same vision. So, you know, if you have any questions about that, we're going to open up for questions, actually. Anything that you guys would like to discuss? Sorry, Kim?
In the chat, right? Like, so, sorry,
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt, but.
No, that was it. I just wanted to touch because you did an excellent presentation on your why. And, you know, everybody yesterday after the call, just take a moment and think about why you're doing what you're doing, where you are right now in life, and, you know, how we can help you get to the next step, get to the next level. And we just, you know, learn and grow together. Thank you.
With thanks, Mandy. I just want to add on there. I don't know what you guys can see right now. I think my screen froze, but can you still hear me?
We can hear you, but there's nothing showing on the screen.
Okay, I can't exit that. But anyways, she mentioned something about not just in your business to work on yourself, but in your life. with network marketing and really with any business, truly, but with network marketing in particular, it is so important to reflect how you are as a human being on how you are, or it will reflect on how you are as a human being to how you are in your business. So whatever you do at home is really what is going to come out in your business too, because network marketing is not, it's not just a normal business, it's a lifestyle. So if you haven't noticed that yet, it's something that will really shift you. And that's why you hear a lot of people when they join, they say, this industry changed my life. It's because there was a cloud over our head and we were in a box. And when network marketing was introduced to us and when we learned the things and we dove in, the cloud got lifted and the box opened. And we were just like, what? It's like we had an awakening. And so when you do those things and you do journal, which is I think is great, to follow through with those things. But when we're talking about your why in particular, sometimes your why will come in your dream. Like wake up and write it down and say, you know what, I do want to help this so and so person, right? Like sometimes we meet people and then we're like, hey, that's a good idea. Like I think I actually want to try doing that or try helping people in that field of something, right? Like my mom is she's 65, and so she's senior and she's getting older. She still looks amazing, I think. And I know a lot of people think, but she is like super strong. She's healthy, but I know it's going to come to a point where there's things that she can't do anymore physically, and her income right now is just for her retirement income, and we support her in whatever else she does. But for my mom to be able to have her own income, it's something like is different for people to not just like, I know she's talked about this, I'm not saying it for her, but she has mentioned to me that she doesn't want to rely on her kids to make money. Like she feels better about herself when she can create her own income. So network marketing and New Era is actually the type of vehicle that my mom can succeed in because she has been around network marketing, but she's also been able to do it. So her why, it used to be that, you know, she wanted to leave something for her kids, but I think in her why now, at this moment in her life, is to create something for herself that she can be proud of. And so there's no one that is out there that is not able to do this business unless they don't want it, right? But of course, like there's so many people that we need to talk about and to talk to about this so that they can open up their box and get that cloud lifted, but they won't know unless you talk to them. And I don't know the people that you know in your circle of friends or your community, and you don't know the people that I know as well. And this world is just too big, that we need to go out there and, like Mandy says, share the love and just share your passion out there, because people, you might not be asking them directly, hey, do you want to join my business? But when you talk about, you know, I actually want to, like Mandy said, she wants to help people in India that are in poverty, especially women that are treated badly, and create a nonprofit, something that they can go to, or create a community center. Like for me in the Philippines, there's so much poverty there. And I would love to create a center to educate people about business and being entrepreneurs, and teaching, you know, women and young women, youth to moms, to single moms, to elderly seniors, to teach them how they can make income, whether it's just making something and selling it, but just so that they can create something for themselves. But I feel like there is nothing out there that is available unless somebody is personally telling them and teaching them. And sometimes people don't have access to those people. So imagine what you can do when you have so much income coming in, so much passive income that everything is, you know, covered, your bills, your mortgage, you've helped your family now, they're creating their own income, and you have all this other money that is just, you know, that's God's gift to you for you to do something in the world that you can change and you can pick it. So we have a lot of limitations in our head of, you know, well, I can dream of something, but that'll never happen. And that's that mindset that Mandy was talking about, being negative. Like, how do you know that you can't do that? Like, why do you think that that's impossible? Like, nothing is impossible. Okay. So you have to really believe that. And yeah, $1 million in your bank account sounds ridiculous to some people, or think that could never happen, but you just never know how that's going to happen, you know, unless you believe in it. Like, you know, I always say the Lord will provide. And so, you know, when you're praying about, you know, certain goals that you have or certain things that you want, if you put it out there and your heart really desires it, like you will find a way, or you will meet the right people to help you get to where you are. And I really believe that this vehicle with New Era and with the team that we have, with Ibrahim, Imran, Maddie, Jenny, like, and Salman, everybody that's here on the call has those true, authentic, that passion for you and for the team to help you get to where you are. Because we've said this a couple of times with each other, but this is it. And you might have been in 10 different companies before, or 20 different companies, and made some money, and or maybe not made money at all, never had success in this industry. But right now we're telling you, we are here and we want to change the things that have happened in the past, and we want to help you heal from the hurt that have happened in the past, and the failures that the mistakes that we've made in the past. And we're going to create a new culture here so that we can help, really truly help people get to where they want to be. And so that's all I'm going to share on that. I do want to let people type in the chat on the things that they want to hear in terms of training and self-development, or personal development and mindset, and just overall becoming better as a person, but as well as better in your business as well. So please type in the chat and we will make sure we note that. And Ibrahim will close it up. And I'm going to exit out of here so I can see. Maybe Maddie, you might need to check the chat out because I can't exit. Oh, there you go. My screen here. Yeah, so feel free to chat now. I'm looking at it now. If there's big things for the next, we have a plan for next week and the couple of weeks coming up. But if you could please on things that you want.
Oh, you got muted. Kim, you're muted.
Oh, how long was I muted for?
A few seconds.
Oh, good. I was saying, Ibrahim, take it away. Thank you so much. Love you guys.
Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you, Mandy, for, we all needed this. This is one of the things that's always missing. And this is the only thing, not only thing, but this is the thing that developed me, changed me. When I got introduced to network marketing or multi-level marketing, whatever you want to call it, I call it a beautiful way of doing business, right? I got introduced back in 2015. And so when I got introduced back in 2015, literally a stranger walked in to my business and offered me an opportunity. And I looked at, and he didn't offer to me, he offered to my dad. And I asked him, afterward, he became my mentor, and I asked him a question. I'm like, why did you approach my dad over me? So he starts laughing. He's like, because your dad was there at your business, I knew how much you respected his word. If I would have approached you, I know you would not have shown. And it was so true, because when my dad goes to me, hey, we should go visit them. I'm like, Dad, I'm in the cell phone industry. I've been in this industry for so long. How could somebody from UK talk to me about it? But you know what? I took the time. I went out. My dad said, you know what? They're out of towners. Let's just take them some food and let's just go visit. I went in, I looked at the opportunity, and I'm telling you, that day I said, okay, let's move forward. But what I saw was money, the motivation, the direction for wrong. Because I was like, oh man, they're giving me this opportunity. I could run it from my store, this and that. But you know what my mentor didn't do? Would never give up on me. He would always call me every day. Hey, did you do this? Small talk, small guidance, small word of advice. Just, it was so small. It was like we would talk for a minute, but it kept me going. Then I start attending events, start attending meetings, and that started developing me. If you would have met me 2015 prior to it, and now I feel the change. And that is the positive change we want to bring in. Yeah, financially, I didn't do a whole lot with it. I struggled a whole lot, but the mindset, 90% of the business is mindset. If your mind is positive, your mind is just focused, and your reason why is so strong. Right now in the world, we're struggling. Admit it or not, we are struggling. I don't want to leave struggles for my kids. I want to leave them something better than that. I could have been out there building my business. I went from one shop to a second shop to a third shop. But the passion that I had for my business, I don't think my son would have had it. And you know what would have happened if I would have handed the keys to him? It would have been down the hole. I could tell you, because things are changing. So now what I want to talk about is New Era, our back office, achieving the position. You made the decision, you're already made the decision, you're in the business. Now we have a reason why. Your reason why is there. Now the question is, how do we achieve it? How do we get to that point, and how do we just, what they call it, settle the horse and just hold the reins and just start riding? You're in the right vehicle now. You're in the right direction. We just want to show you any direction you take will lead you to your success, because your reason why is on the paper. But I want to show you how you get there faster, how you could get there quicker. Shortcuts are not always good, but we're not even going to talk about shortcuts because it's going to take a little bit of work. But you know what? When you hit that first rank, when you hit that first position, your first target, it feels so good. And everything after that, it comes naturally. So I'm going to share my screen and just kind of go over the back end of New Era's back office, and just kind of point out a few things. Tell you to look at a few things, because man, I'm telling you, every day I look at it, my next target is to hit platinum. And every single day I open my back office and I look at it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm this much closer. I'm this much closer. And it's not because, it's because of my team. I look at my team and I see which team member is closer to the next position. Because I could tell you this one, if you help your friends become a millionaire, you'll become a billionaire. It's all about passing forward, paying forward. So let's share the screen. Look at that. I got Mandy. This is Mandy's account. And Mandy was looking at how far away she is from hitting gold. And not that far. We're working on it. Silver and gold. We're almost there. But, there's a goal and a time we set. This is something that me, Mandy, have set, and we're out there, and I've been working with her, and the thing is, I don't have to chase her. She comes out to me. I work my schedule. Remember, when you bring somebody into this business, they do have a life before this business, so you have to build a business around them. I never force or push my team unless it's positive. I never get angry at them, because that's something I learned. Because sometimes, sometimes you get mad because you're trying to show them something so beautiful, to help them change their life. But sometimes the timings are not right. Sometimes the relationship is not there for them to open up and say, hey, this is the issue. This is a problem. I have a few people that are struggling financially, and they were too embarrassed to tell me that, hey, I don't even have $50 to get started. Real honest. Right. But when I build that relationship, when I build that connection, when I really, got deep into like understanding where they stand, that's the time they opened up. They said, hey, this is a problem. And I said, that's not an issue. No worries. Let just make a decision. We'll find the money. The biggest thing is making a decision. So few things that I want to go over. First of all, is our education. Just remember, the more education you collect from us, the more information, the more detail you get from us, the more you will learn. So check your education tab. I know some of our courses are missing. That's why we're still in beta. The team is working really hard, really fast, really quickly to get all this done for us. But we don't want to, half-ass it. We want to make sure that everything is done right. So there are a lot of validations that we go through to make sure our courses are working, everything else is working, everything in the bank. So just bear with us a little bit more, but you will get a beautiful and really good experience from us. Now, looking at just the dashboard itself, you have different tags. Knee points is where all your points are accumulated. Daily points. Gift code allow you to create gift codes. If anybody wants to get into the business, this is where you would generate a gift code from. Redemption is where you want to take withdrawals out. Withdrawals are done every Friday. So you could transfer your knee points. You could transfer from your wallet, you could transfer all your affiliates earnings and put it into redemption and just hit withdraw. But before we do a withdrawal, we want to make sure that our KYC is completed. So please upload your KYC. If you do not know how to do it, we'll get somebody to create a small video, but also contact your upline. And the biggest thing that you do not want to miss out on is making sure that your binary is activated. When I introduce people into New Era, my first goal is to get their account set up. But the second thing I want to do is make sure that their binaries are activated. Now, the requirement to get the binary activated is bringing 2 direct sales of $50 on each side, which we talked about in our presentation. So it's real simple. Get that going. And NeBank. Now, what NeBank is designed for is, say if Kim or Mandy wanted to do a ePIN and they didn't have enough funding available, they could call me and I could transfer funds into their NeBank. So that's what NeBank is. It's allowing internal transfers. Okay. Now our total earning is there. Total earning and our capping. Total earning is combined of everything that you have earned within the system. And the capping right here is the most beautiful thing that a company does. It's not allowing people to just sit back, relax, and earn. You do have to put in the effort, and you do get capped on how much you could earn. But the earning potential is unlimited as long as you have an open mind and understand the system. We have ranks and reward, which I love looking every single day to see where I'm standing at and where my team is at, right? I could look at the ranks and reward for Mandy and I know how close she is. And that is the initial push I want to give her. That is the motivation. Sit down and plan it out, how she could get it. Set a goal, put the goal on a paper, make that target. And I'm going to hit silver this time. Right now, we have about 3 to 4 people that are ready to hit silver. We're going to give them a game plan this Saturday. Wow. Now, our referral links are listed here, our left referral link and our right referral link. You just want to make sure how you're building it. I do get back to the person that introduced you to the business. They will show you exactly how you want to build the business. If not, reach out to us. I mean, we'll see if we have time. We'll create a good video in regards to that. Your left and right member. Then we have your left volume, your right volume. This is another beautiful thing. You know, you get people coming into your business. You don't know who they are. Upline, downline, they're all supporting you. And every Sunday, not to forget to click your point activation. Now, the thing with the point activation is if you click it and, if you forgot to click it, don't worry about it. The only thing that happens is it pushes your 75 weeks a little bit further. So you don't miss out on anything. You don't miss out on earnings on that week. It just gets pushed a little bit forward. Now, buying packages is real simple. You click on packages, select the package that you want from it. Once you select the package, you have 3 different options. You have through your NeBank, as I mentioned, you could have internal transfer. I could transfer some funds into your account, and you could use your NeBank to buy a package. Gift cards are a great way of cashing out. You know, if you want to save some money, instead of paying the withdrawal fee, you could create e-gift codes internally. And all you do is hit checkout, give that code to the next person that you're introducing into business. They pay you out and you get them set up into a beautiful education package. You also have the option of uploading it through Bitcoin and USDT. There is a time frame that you have to make sure that your Bitcoin or your USDT do get transferred over. Remember, our USDT is through TRC20. That is the Tron network. Bitcoin is just a general Bitcoin network. When you click checkout, you will get a QR code. Make it a habit to checking out the first 4 digit and the last 4 digit of the address that you're sending it to. Please make it a habit, because if you make a single digit mistake, your money will be lost. It'll be gone into limbo through the blockchain, and there's no way of recovering it. Another great thing that I look at is I look at my downline team. You know, I take a look at it and see where my team is doing, what my team is doing. You know, as I said, there are people that are really close to hitting the next rank. They just don't know. So all you want to give them is a picture and say, hey, this is how close you are of hitting the next rank. Please get in touch. Let's sit out. Let's plan it out. Because the more you help, the more you'll feel better. And then obviously we all want to make money, the more money you'll generate. Under the wallet, this is where you see your commissions. You could transfer your commissions over. When you hit transfer commission, it gives you three options. You got NE redemption if you want to withdraw it, NE gift code if you want to generate a gift code, and NE bank, just this in there if you want to do some internal transfers to people that are in your team. Now, what else do we want to go through in our back office? I think I pretty much covered majority of it. Other than that, if there's any questions, any concerns, any guidance, anything that people need, write it in the chat. All the recording of this Zoom meeting will be shared. We'll have that out either later on today or tomorrow. But please stay focused on your reason why. Do develop yourself, listen to good podcasts, read a good book, motivate yourself, this is a self-motivated. If you could discipline your disappointment, you'll be successful. I know we all have a lot of expectations. If you could, discipline our expectation, we won't be disappointed. Remember, some people say no, the timing is not right. Some people say no, but they say no to the opportunity, not to you. Please, if you could control your emotions. One of the things that that my mentor said to me is, when you're in an airplane and the air hostess, they come and they offer you tea, coffee, or apple juice, or whatever they offer you. And when you say no, do they go to the back and start crying? They don't. They move forward. So all we want to do is keep moving forward, keep creating your list. This is you're here to give basically you're giving somebody an opportunity. People hate to be be taken, but when they receive, they love to receive. So when I talk to somebody, I tell them I have a great opportunity for them. Whether they get onto the opportunity or not, it doesn't matter to me. My job is to pass the information, just to make sure that nobody comes up to me and said, you had such a great opportunity. Why did you not share this with me? So you don't want to be that. You want to be the reason why for somebody else to succeed. But when they get into the opportunities, these trainings that we do, these Zoom calls that we do are really, really important. So, please attend. I know sometimes we repeat ourselves. Sometimes the presentations repeat themselves, but we never learned our ABCs in one day. It took us time. So we'll help you out. I know people are messaging about their KYCs not getting approved and whatnot, but do reach out to your upline. They'll support you. They'll help you out with it. Sometimes it does take time. We are in beta. There's a lot of manual work that's going on. So do bear with us. Things will happen. If there's any other question, concern, do create support tickets and let support help you out there. I'm just going to wrap up the meeting. I know we took about an hour. Hope this information was great. I want to thank Kim. I want to thank Mandy. I want to thank the whole corporate team for putting in this effort, taking out their time, showing us a great ways of doing things. We will be doing our social media feed and how to promote yourself on social media. Jenny does a great job, but we will combine forces with Mandy, Kim, Jenny all together and really show you how you could showcase yourself out into social media and get good response, get good results, and tell you the keywords, the things that people are looking for. But one thing you want to do is write down what's called the form. When you build a connection with somebody, you want to know about family, occupation, money, and the recreation. You can mix it the way you want to do it, but that's the way I start my conversation when I meet somebody. I want to know about them. I want to know their responsibility. I want to know their dreams. I want to know what they want to do. We talked about charities. So I've been helping my dad run a charity. We've been running schools out in Pakistan that are free, right? We were able to set up so many schools. So that is one of my things that drives me, because I want to do that. And that is something that I'm going to inherit from my dad, and I want to continue doing. As long as I know my financial situation is sound, I could help many people, but sometimes it's not even about the financial. Sometimes about saying good words. Even putting out a single smile will change somebody's life. Stay connected, stay blessed. 3 things I always say, the world is our business, or people are our business, the world is our office, and God is our boss. So if we put all these three things together and really treat people with respect, with love, and some people do take time, you got to be patient. Just give them the time, they will succeed, because their success will determine your success. Stay blessed. Thanks, everybody. We'll share the recording once it becomes available.